excited. We've got some super dope guests this season, and we have a beautiful, beautiful divine guest today, Miss Nicolette Paige.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nicolette Paige, also known as Larada Didan Imoleina Aye Balewa. I am the owner, founder, and priestess of Soul Child Awakenings, a holistic wellness business and way of life for the body and soul. I'm also the manager of the Kansas City Urban Farm Co-op, Kansas City's largest Black-owned orchard.
Yes, love it.
I'm a mother of 4 beautiful children, a sister, a lover, a mama, a friend.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Many roles.
Yes.
Well, we are super excited to have you today.
I'm so excited to be here, and that tea is,
Thank you.
Oh, it's amazing.
Thank you. I'm gonna tell y'all about it. So this is actually a tea. So if you're watching this tea talk, you're getting some exclusive information for the All Natural. But this is actually a tea that I'm going to sell in an upcoming tea line. So I can't tell y'all everything that's in here, but this tea is called Spice Me Out. It's got a little bit of hibiscus, cinnamon, ginger, calendula, things that are really good for those lower chakras, you know, grounding, sacral chakra, creativity, womb health, all sorts of things. So now that we talked about our tea, we're just going to, you want to be in it?
I think my daughter is here with me, and she's like, ooh, look at that tea. She notices the expressions on my face. Ooh, we know what good tea is too. So
beautiful.
Yeah, it's very good.
So before we get into the conversation, yes, please. Before we get into the conversation, we're going to do some breath work, just 3 deep breaths, get into a prayer, and then we're just going to get started, you know, go along with this tea talk. So I'm going to have everybody close your eyes, relax those shoulders, and unclench the jaw. Roll the neck a little bit. Open my hands to be ready to receive. We're going to start with a deep breath in through the nose. And pause out through the mouth. Another one in through the nose. Pause out through the mouth. Last one in through the nose. Pause out through the mouth.
Ooh, that is so good.
Yes. Grounding and centering. All right, I'm going to get into a prayer to kind of set the tone, and we'll get started. So thank you, Mother, Father, Creator. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this sacred space. Thank you for this gift of communication and expression. Thank you for the gift of community and of sharing information. Thank you for passion and for purpose and for presence today. And we set the intention and ask for divine guidance. We ask for inner over and understanding. We ask for clarity, advice, affirmation, whatever we need from the Most High to guide us the most in our journeys right now with whatever we are experiencing in our present moment. And we just pray and ask for, you know, like I said, whatever we need to love ourselves deeper, to love life, to love others deeper, and to truly move in our divine purpose and our path and be in alignment with our truest self. And we give gratitude to the Most High.
Ashe. Thank you. Oh, girl. That was so divine. I can feel the energy from your soul. That is very pure.
Thank you.
Your intentions and everything. That's good. That's very good juju, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So I kind of have a topic that I want to talk about today. And it's actually very inspired by my guest, very inspired by you. So I remember the first time I have ever seen you or met you, it was at a chakra meditation at Swope Park. And I remember you introduced yourself and you were just telling us all that you were about. And I was like, wow, that's a divine feminine woman right there. Like, she
thank you
is
so much.
Tapped in. She is grounded. She is flowing in her roots, in her true essence, and just living that out in real life. So that is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the power of the divine feminine.
Ooh, yes.
The power of the divine feminine, because this is something that I myself, I just turned 25, and it is something that I have been exploring over the years, truly learning how to tap in with my own feminine energy. Because I believe that the first 20 something years of my life, I was, maybe when I was a child, I was in my feminine energy. But I believe that a huge gap of my life, I was operating very much so in my masculine energy. Very much so wanting to be in control, wanting to do all the time, wanting to go, be everywhere, wanting to be outside, not wanting to sit with myself. I suppressed my emotions, didn't understand what the purpose of emotions was for. I was just all about fire and passion, and this is what I want to do, and I want to control everything, and I want to be at the top. I want to be the boss. I don't want to listen to anyone. I don't need any friends. I don't need a partner. I can do it all by myself, and I'm just going to go straight there, reach all my goals, and, and I have been breaking that whole mask down for the past really like 4 years, and just really understanding what it means to be in my feminine energy and what it means to truly be a divine woman in this lifetime.
Yes.
So, and one thing I really want to talk about is how I believe that I actually pulled some cards on this the other day, and I pulled some energy on one side, on the left side, and there was some energy on the right side. So the energy on the left side, it was all, it was the devil card, and it was strife and challenges and sadness and all these things. And then on the right side, there was the divine feminine energy. There was purpose and creativity and the priestess energy, the empress, very much so queen energy. And what I got from it was that the oppressor, whatever we view as the oppressor, whether it's our past selves, whether it's the devil, whatever entities, whatever darkness that we believe in, I believe that energy is after the true divine feminine, because that is the source of creation. That is the source of life. Life comes through the divine feminine, through the womb and the womb powers. And I believe that, just like I said, that oppressing energy, that opposer, that even the system, the main goal of the system through centuries has been to silence the feminine, has been to bury the feminine, to, push her underneath the rug and to extract all of her healing powers from her. And even with Mother Earth, extract all of her healing powers from her, take all of these things, take all of these resources, and draining her of all of her life that she gives, but not ever really protecting her or returning the energy or pouring into her. And I'm learning that is what we have been seeing in this world for centuries. And I'm learning, okay, we're entering a season where the divine feminine is rising again, and what that looks like.
Yes.
So I want to hear a little bit more from you about what does that look like for you? What are some of your opinions on, the system and ways that the divine feminine is suppressed?
Let me pour another cup of tea right here. This tea is really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's so I'll start with my own experiences, because I, for a long time, was operating in a way where I wanted to do everything independently.
Yeah.
I didn't, it came from what I went through growing up. For me, I had a lot of unhealed traumas, and I had to work through those unhealed traumas. Made me express myself in a way that I didn't know how to empower myself. I also lacked the feelings of worthiness.
Yeah.
So I settled for less a lot. As a beautiful woman, as beautiful women as we are, there's power in being born into beauty. There is. And so growing up, though, it caused a lot of masculine energy to abuse me, which then caused those feelings of unworthiness, which then confused me into not understanding how to use this power in a way that can empower me, right? Woo!
Yes.
There's so many layers. And so to jump forward a little bit, I will say, as I started to heal my inner child wounds, I was able to go back, and as the woman I am now, it's like I was saving my inner child. You know, I suddenly, through lots of deep inner work, became the woman that I always needed. Okay. And was able to, it's almost like I'm teaching my inner child new things.
Right.
You know, like, for example, when I talk about how the masculine energy had abused me, I was able to talk to her and let her know, like, baby, that is not love.
Right.
Okay. And I know how you're feeling right now, and we're going to work through this, and I'm going to show you how you stand up for yourself, how you use your beauty in a way that empowers you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, also, the other thing too is learning to honor ourselves as that divine creator.
Yeah.
The divine magic. Because look, our school system lacks an appropriate education, sexual education. And
very
that,
true.
as young women, many young women here in Western culture, because that's what we live in, it's like they don't understand how divine they are.
Yeah.
When I had my moon cycle, my first moon cycle, my family did the best they could to support me, but yet it wasn't a spiritual experience for me. It was more like, oh, this is really embarrassing.
Like, it wasn't a rite of passage anymore.
Oh, shit. And we have to bring that back, fearlessly, with courage and love, with ancestral connection to our daughters, to the young, beautiful youth that is coming up. We have to bring those rites of passages back to set it up like that. Now this is a rites of passage. This is an initiation into your womanhood, to your womanhood. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that, just to go back on what you said, I think those rites of passages and certain practices and teachings that should be taught, we should be teaching the little girls in our lives, I think all of those things were lost throughout history for a reason, for a purpose, because
we are so powerful.
Right, because we are so powerful, we haven't been taught our worth from children, because they don't want us to know our worth, because they know that us knowing our worth is living out that magic and actually walking in it and showing other people and teaching other people. And when you have a bunch of women living in their power to create life, and the influences that we have as a divine woman, just our connection with nature and how we are true nurturers, and our ability to naturally do, different types of magic and work with nature. When you have a bunch of women enacting that, the oppressor no longer has control. They no longer have control. You can no longer put fear into everybody and control all these aspects and have all of these things for yourself. So I think that all those rites of passage and the ways that we used to be taught about our worth as a woman, those were all buried, and we were disconnected from them for a reason, for us not to know our worth, because I think that's where it starts. Knowing your worth, knowing the power of your womb, knowing, like you said, those rites of passage, when you start your first moon, that this isn't an embarrassing, gross thing that happens. This is actually a powerful transformation. Now you're entering your maidenhood. Now you have new connections. Now, new things are happening with your body, and, your moon cycle is connected to the actual moon, and how that magic works, and how we are allowed to release certain energies every month that, you know, the male is not able to do. So I think that I also kind of want to go back to something you said, that growing up not knowing the power of beauty and not being like taught, and just because I can definitely relate to that. Me, as beautiful women, being that as a child and even growing up into middle school years, teenage years, it's a curse and a blessing at the same time, because beauty is met with a lot of different things on the other side. When you walking in your beauty and you're living in very feminine beauty, and you are attractive and you attract things to you, and you are magnetic and people are drawn to you. Feminine beauty is one of the most powerful energies ever.
Ashe, it really is.
Ever.
Yes, it is.
So, and it comes from more than just the physical aspect. So, just when I was a child, I can relate to that. I experienced a lot of backlash. A lot of, oh, you think you're too good for everybody. You think you're this. You think you're all that. And it forced me to, I got different reaction from other girls and women, and different reaction from other men, that in total caused me to be in my masculine, because I was like, oh, well, if I'm getting all of this, I don't want to be in this energy. You know, if I don't feel safe around the masculine, if I feel, you know, like the masculine is going to hurt me, or, you know, over sexualize me, or do things to me, I don't want to be in this energy, because I'm not understanding my worth and my power. And I'm also had the experience of like, okay, well, if other girls they don't like me and they're jealous of me, and they think that, you know, that I want to take this and I don't get to make friends genuinely, then I don't want to be in this energy, you know? And I think that's where I was growing up, that I specifically remember in high school, I used to like dress up all the time. Like, I'm a very fashionable person. I love to dress up.
Amazing.
Thank you.
By the way, love
Same
it.
to you. Same to
Thank you.
I loved to dress up in high school. And I remember I was actually going to church, and I went to like my high school church class, and like I had issues with, I wanted to wear heels and things when I was in high school, and I had issues with the leaders of the class telling me that I was drawing too much attention to myself, that I was trying to get energy from boys, and that I was that I was trying to some way manipulate, and that my intentions were not just to dress up for myself, but to gain some sort of attention that I can't help that I'm getting, just, you know, that has really nothing to do with me. So I specifically remember a point in my life where I was like, okay, well, if everybody thinks I'm a bad person for being in this energy, then I'm just gonna wear sweatpants every day. I'm not gonna comb my hair anymore. I'm not gonna do anything with myself, because this is the backlash. And I specifically remember that, and like being in my masculine, like, you know what, I don't want to deal with any of this, so I'm just gonna be here. I'm not gonna do anything. I don't want to be beautiful anymore, because this is the cost. You know, my safety is on the line. You have different masculine energies, and I think that is a whole nother topic of like the world not knowing how to handle feminine beauty anymore, because we don't know and we don't respect the power of the feminine energy. So that's something I can definitely relate to.
So fast forward, because what I went through caused me, my lack of understanding my worth caused me to be in abusive relationships for a little while, right? And through my healing, I was able to get out of that. And now in this marriage that I'm in with a man who is very aware of my divine feminine. He's very in balance with it. He's very in balance as a divine masculine, which is amazing, because I'm in this place where he can have a certain amount of leadership. He's pretty much he is a leader in our marriage. I am as well, but he's like the captain of the ship. You know what I'm saying? While I can relax in my feminine and be cared for, and be provided for, and nourished like a flower, which is really great. And when you are able as a woman to step into your divine feminine and understand what that is and walk in that power, that is whenever you begin to align yourself with the divine masculine.
Yeah.
And know how to have discernment for that which is not so much divine masculine. What might be more of like, I would say, toxic. You know what I'm saying? So it's been a really beautiful journey. Again, it's led me to this marriage, which is a huge blessing for my family and I. Also, my daughters, I get to teach them. They love to be cute. They're beautiful, right? Girl, I understand. Okay, we love being cute.
Yes.
And so I want them to know, like, you know, it's okay to be cute, you know. But let me show you how we carry ourselves as queens.
Right.
So,
yeah.
You know, because like mommy, she likes to be cute. I like to be cute. I like to be sexy, right? But there's a certain way I carry myself.
Right.
You know.
That preserves that feminine energy, because it shouldn't all be everything be exposed.
Yeah.
And I think that's a thing with just the world and society that we are living in, is that, okay, first, before I get into this, I'm happy that you brought up your relationship and your marriage, because that is another thing that I believe all of us women truly desire, that masculine counterpart. But the thing is, in order to have that divine masculine, we have to be in our feminine energy, because otherwise, if you are in the reverse role playing your masculine, then it is very likely to attract a man that is in his feminine energy, that is operating at, because it has to be a balance. So somebody's going to be operating in whatever role, whether it's reverse or not. And I think that's where a lot of deep anger with women, especially Black women, come in, because a lot of times we feel like we give and give and give and do so much, similar to how the true divine mother feels, Mother Nature. We give and give and give, and we give out all these healing powers and all these energies, and we do so much, and we're being drained, but we are not being held to a high regard. We're not being cared for. We're not being protected. We're not being taken care of. We're not able to rest in our divine feminine energy, like you said, and be provided for that masculine. But the thing is, like you said, we have to return to our feminine to even be able to surrender and receive that. Because when you're giving so much and you want to control and you want to do everything and be the boss, it's impossible to attract something that's going to care for you and provide for you and be able to lead you in that manner, if you're trying to be the person that's like butting heads, like, no, actually I'm in charge, you know? So I'm glad that you touched on that, because I think that is where a lot of our pain comes from, just like not being in our feminine. And there's this thing that's going around, like, soft girl era. Everybody wants to be in their soft girl era, because we're realizing that, like, us women, and Black women even more so, have been desiring to be just to like sit down and rest and be taken care of, and to have things relieved off of our plate, and not being the doer for everybody. And I think that certain family dynamics, specifically having single mother households a lot, it has created that ideology that, oh, the woman literally just gonna take care of everything. She plays the mom and the dad. She's the protector, the provider, the nurturer. She has to play all roles. And I think that some people see that and think that, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. You know, instead of seeing that healthy dynamic between the masculine and feminine, and seeing the feminine is able to flourish when she is able to rest and reflect and do her inner work and, you know, be in that peaceful, blissful energy. So I'm really glad that you brought that up. I was going to go into something else, but I kind of lost my point a little bit.
That's okay. There's another thing too that I'd like to touch on in regards to the divine feminine. From my own experiences and from my own perspective, every woman has the ability to be queen. Not every woman is queen.
That is true.
There is a way that you carry yourself that will make you queen. And so I advise young women to be careful with what they are watching on TV and through the media, because it's very manipulative. There's so much information out there that will steer young women in the wrong way to believe that to be queen, is to be out here being provocative and all of this stuff. You cannot, go on ahead and give yourself title queen if you want to, being like that, but you're not going to be respected as a queen.
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
And it's some women they're just so anxious to be that, but they don't even understand, what does that really mean?
Right.
How do I get there? Now, each step into being queen is just as important as the next.
Yeah.
Because it's a part of self-mastery. It's a part of self-discovering and who you are. And so honor that. Because what's going to happen is, as you continue to honor yourself in that way, tune into yourself, align yourself with and activate your divine feminine, guess what? The universe will start to call you queen. Other people around you will say, okay, queen.
Right. They feel that energy. It is an energy. It's not a look. It's not, just calling yourself that. And I like how you said that, because the point that I had forgot, I remember it now.
Okay, good.
I forgot what you said. But like you said, I like to think that way too, that every woman has the potential to be a queen, but not every woman acts on that. Therefore, everyone is not that queen. And there are some women who are moving in and acting in the opposite of what a queen really is.
Yes.
And our images have been severely tainted through media.
Yes.
Because you have social media now, you have all these things, these OnlyFans.
The music that is coming out of the radio.
Oh my
People
goodness.
have to understand who is putting it out, who is allowing it to be put out. You know who's controlling those radios and allowing that stuff to taint our people?
The oppressor.
Yes.
The oppressor. And there is a reason why the image of women in the media has been distorted, because once again, they do not want the divine feminine to rise. They want to suppress the divine feminine, and they want to overuse her, drain her, over sexualize her, and do all these things, get all the benefits from the divine feminine without respecting her, protecting her, holding her to a high regard, providing for her and caring for her, and doing all the things that she needs to flourish. So going back on the music, we have different, the music industry, like you said, is controlled by the oppressor, and they have us idolizing certain women who
it's a lot of women that are operating in their masculine, like a live that be over here. I'm like, girl, you sound like a whole dude over there. Like, I don't know. It's
very provocative,
very inappropriate, and
very
I
vulgar.
do not approve of my daughters being like that. But it's the narrative that's continuously also our children. It's not taught about the vibrations, the frequencies, words, how everything is always vibrating, and with what we think, what we speak is going to align us with that vibration. So if you're constantly putting into your mind that music that is nothing but show yourself, blah, 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 have all these dudes and do, you can suck it like this and all that stuff.
They're teaching us that your worth is tied to your sex, honestly, and just that your worth is how much you put that out into the world, when really your worth is tied to preserving that energy, because it is the most powerful. The womb.
Oh yes, it is so sacred.
The most sacred place in the whole planet. This is where life is formed.
It is not for everyone. It is sacred, and that's what I teach my daughters about our sacredness. All of this is sacred, baby. All of this, and let me tell you why. You know what I'm saying? And that's where that sex education in the schools, we need to bring indigenous practices back into the school. We need to integrate those to teach them, like, why is it? We got the radios and all of that stuff. We let the kids with their phones in the school and all of those things. And it's like, why not teach the children about, like, it's actually sacred, and let me explain to you what that means to say that it's sacred, why you should preserve yourself, why you should really be mindful before you lay down with somebody, how sacred that moment is.
I agree. And then once again, you have the oppressor on the other side trying to create the complete opposite image. And just going back to what we were talking about, we don't know our worth as women because we're taught our worth is just what we have, just our adornments, just showing those things off. And that's why you have these artists that are completely over sexualized, showing everything. Just that's all about what Instagram is just taking pictures, showing
TikTok.
and revealing everything to draw the people in. But then it's like, once you get in, what else is there? What else is there left besides what we have been taught that our worth is tied to? And I think that's where a lot of people in general, but a lot of women struggle, is knowing, okay, yeah, I can do all these things, and I can get all these dudes, and I can twerk, and I can have all these men talking to me, but are they really getting to know me? Who am I? What is my worth? Do they really see me?
What do they provide?
Or are they just using you? Are they just draining you, getting what they want out of you, once again, just like the oppressor is doing? It's the same thing with Mother Earth. Using her, draining her, pulling all of the things, minerals, resources out of her womb, the sacred space, and offering nothing in return, offering no protection, no providing, no love, no nurturing, none of that. It's just a draining thing. And it's like, we have been conditioned to like put that out there first and foremost, to try to get the love and the attention that we have been seeking, truly, a lot of us from our fathers that we didn't get, and from the masculines that we were mistreated by as children. The oppressor has taught us that the way that we get that love is by, putting all that out there. But that's really the complete opposite, like preserving that energy. And one thing my partner has actually like revealed to me, I remember we went out, and he has a lot of cousins, a lot of male cousins specifically, and we were going out on Westport. It was after the Super Bowl, and so we were just cheering along, just getting hyped with everybody. And there were a lot of girls and women. It was like 30 degrees outside. There were a lot of girls with just naked outside, like just trying to get attention. And I had a complete fur coat on that covered up my whole everything down to my ankles, because I'm like,
it's cold
I'm
outside.
cold.
Damn.
Like, why am I right? And he pointed out to me, he was like, babe, look at all of these women who are yearning for this attention, this masculine attention, and really they're yearning for that protection, that providing that masculine energy, and they think this is how you get it. But look, all of my cousins are subconsciously surrounding you and protecting you, and they don't even realize it. And we looked up, and all his male cousins, they were kind of like bodyguards just around me, like surrounding me. He was like, they can feel your energy. Like, that's the energy that the man wants to protect. The woman who protects herself.
That's good medicine.
Like, the woman who protects herself is the energy that the man wants to protect.
Ashe.
The woman that is,
that is good.
You giving everything out.
Ashe.
They see you as an object. And it's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, but that is such good medicine right there. What you just said about the woman who protects herself is the woman that the man wants to protect. Wow. Yeah. Because that's deep. That's very deep. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's something that I realized recently. Like I said, that I have to protect myself, and protecting myself is holding myself to higher standards and higher boundaries, and limiting the type of people that I allow to get energy from me.
Yes.
That is protecting me. And when men see a woman who is in that rare, nurturing, feminine, it is only natural for them to want to protect and provide for that. No matter what, no matter if it's daughter, mother, aunt, partner, whatever it is, they naturally are like, wow, she needs to be protected.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that is something that I want to teach and show a lot of women, because I've learned that myself, that is the way that you get that energy that we are all truly looking for. That divine feminine energy. It first starts with doing your own inner work, going through your own challenges, taking yourself through those rites of passage, learning your worth, and preserving it. preserving it
Yes.
and protecting it,
Yes.
and not allowing everybody to have access to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is when the right people will be gifted to you in your life, straight from God, straight from the Creator. Like, okay, I see you, daughter. Now I'm giving you this in return for all of your inner work. A reflection of the inner work that you have done on yourself.
That is my marriage.
I love that. I love that.
It is my marriage, and it is such a blessing, such a gift.
Yes. And like you said, you had to do a lot of work to get there and go through other relationships. And I think that one thing I want to say in this video before we wrap it up is that for anybody who is in that energy right now, any women that is, it's not to shame anybody. It is not to degrade anyone or make anyone feel bad about where you are in life, because we all have certain circumstances and traumas that have led us to seeking love in the wrong places sometimes, in the wrong ways, in the wrong areas. It's just about speaking about it and having that awareness and making the steps toward doing better for yourself. So that's what I want to talk about today. The power of divine feminine. And it's just beautiful that yesterday was Mother's Day and you have your beautiful daughter here. I want you, are you okay with her coming on?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
This is the rising of the divine feminine.
The rising.
Oopsies, let me make sure my microphone.
The rising of it. And I think it's beautiful to know these things where we are right now, and the fact that we were able to learn and grow so that we can then teach.
Yes.
We can then teach other women and our daughters, my future daughters, about divine feminine and just like what that is and living in it.
I want to give a shout out to my husband, because in me learning how to walk in my divine feminine, he played a huge role in that. Oopsies. My husband played a really huge role in me learning how to walk in my divine feminine, because he's seen where growth was needed, and he was able to guide me and help to lead me on my path to being in my divine feminine. And I'm just really, really grateful that he did that.
Yes.
Instead of seeing me in a vulnerable place and saying, oh, I'm going to take advantage of her. He saw the queen in me, and he was like, we're going to bring this to the forefront. You're going, and it was so shout out to him, because it takes the divine masculine to be able to honor the divine feminine in that way.
Yeah.
So,
because we need that in this world. It is extremely hard to walk around in that energy, in that beauty, in that attraction, in that that flow, in that creator flow, without having a protector. It is very hard, because that is what creates us moving in our masculine, is that in that shell is feeling unprotected, and feeling like we're in danger being in this energy. So we have to step up and harden up and take on all these traits of the masculine energy. So having that protector is like so important, I believe, and that's really a blessing. Whether just from having it from a father, uncle, partner, brother, in whatever ways we have that, it is very, very necessary to cultivate that healthy relationship with the divine masculine, to be able to walk in that. So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Unless you have
to drink all your
anything
tea.
else, no, please drink it all.
That's some very good tea.
Thank you.
You like the tea, sis?
You liked it? Thank you. But yeah, that's really just what I wanted to talk about. Just the power of the divine feminine. We could go on for days about it, and what we can create as women, and the things that we can change, and the things that preserving our own energy and having our boundaries, what a ripple effect that can make for the whole world. Because if we decide to protect ourselves, then the world has no other choice but to fall in line. It's kind of like the point that I made earlier. The man protects the woman that protects herself. So it all starts with us and doing that inner work and having these realizations and really connecting with our sisters. That is another thing. Connecting with our sisters and seeing each other as reflections instead of competition. Seeing each other as we are the same.
Mhm.
We are both queens. There is
Ashe.
2 queen seats.
Mhm.
There is room for everybody.
Ashe.
I don't have to tear you down to make myself feel better, and you don't have to
Mhm.
tear me down to make
Mhm.
yourself feel better. We can both exist in this space and shine as brightly, and nobody is, in lack of anything. So, unless you wanted to, did you want to touch on anything else before we go ahead and wrap this one up?
I'm just really grateful to be here. Thank you so
Thank
much for having me. It's been a
Yes.
joy.
People can be brave.
People can be brave.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to say anything at all, Sedona?
I'm glad I be with my mom every time, and even though it's hard, just toughing it out.
Even though it's hard, toughing it out. You heard her. Be brave, guys. And that is I'm glad that you said that, because it does, taking this journey and going throughout this journey and choosing to do the inner work and choosing to do the opposite of what the world wants us to do, it takes a lot of bravery, like you
Yes,
said.
it does. We have to be very strong. You have to be very brave and courageous. What else you gotta say?
That, cause sometimes when you have to talk to somebody that is like that you don't like when it's like super hard to talk about, you can take some deep breaths and then just like calm yourself down and just let it out, so you can feel much better.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Releasing.
Yeah, cause like if you're mad, you can just like take some breaths, and then instead of just taking it out on other people.
And being in your divine feminine really helps you to be able to take those breaths.
Yes.
Because if you're not in alignment with your divine feminine, sometimes we're more likely to act out in anger versus being able to go within and honor the pause. Which took me some time, I ain't gonna lie.
And being able to honor that stillness, to be able to even hear what we're feeling,
Yes.
So, you got anything else for us?
No.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, thank you for sharing. Thank you so much to both of you for being here, for sharing this space. And did you want to say something? Anything
Your
else?
tea is really good.
Oh, thank you.
I know that's right.
But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Where can we find you, and where can we connect with you? Anybody that's watching, where can we maybe get some of your services, anything like that?
Let me get the microphone. Yes, we playing. Okay, so give me just a second, okay, baby. My website is soulchildawakenings.com. That's where you can find my holistic wellness services. And then also check out kcufc.org to learn more about the Kansas City Urban Farm Co-op. What was you gonna say?
So what was I gonna say is that sometimes when I don't like want to be somewhere, and if I'm at school, we have like this calming corner and we calm ourselves down. But what usually helps me is by just focusing and calm myself down with my spirit by breathing in and breathing out, with my spirit coming to me and calming me down instead of just taking it out on other people.
Yes.
And sometimes if people keep following me, I just tell them that I just need some space right now, and then they just do it. And sometimes I just at home I put on some calm music. I read books. I do art because I like doing art. And I do math. And then usually when I get mad, I turn on some calming music, and then I just take some breaths.
Beautiful. Look at the queen in training, learning how to regulate her emotions. Okay.
Very well.
So we can see clearly what it looks like the next generation of young girls, queens in training, learning how to be in that flow and having the mother to teach them all of those things.
You don't have to be you always don't have to be beautiful. You don't have to wear makeup all the time. You can just stop wearing makeup each day, because you look beautiful without makeup every day, just like you.
Thank you.
Girl,
And my mom.
Stop. Oh, girl, stop it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You beautiful too, sis.
Love that natural self, y'all. Y'all heard her.
The all
Y'all heard
natural.
her.
And no matter what, no matter what other people think, just forget about them and just be yourself.
Exactly.
Ashe, be yourself.
Be yourself. Okay.
Mhm.
You heard it. You heard it from the queen.
The queen, the queen. And the
But
queen
thank
in
you
training.
guys. Yes, thank y'all for coming. We're gonna wrap this episode up. If you guys are interested in being a TTALK guest, I'll link the guest form down below where you can sign up to be featured on an episode of TTALK season 3. And yeah, I'm gonna link all of your links down below. So if you guys would like to connect with Miss Nicolette, you can definitely do that. Tap in with her. And yes, thank you everybody for watching, for being here. This was a beautiful conversation. I hope that you all received something from it. I definitely did. And I'm just happy to share this space. And I wish everybody